Hello, it's me again. This week at work we did some filming for a charity. The charity is called Backup and it exists to help people who have either sustained or been affected by a spinal cord injury. The guy that we met was called John and he was amazing. He had been riding his motorbike to work as he'd done for 25 or 30 years without any incidents, and on this one day he was just horribly unlucky. He was hit by a car and thrown into the side of a building and broke pretty much everything. John remembers going to bed before the night of the accident and then nothing until he woke up in hospital 6 weeks later. He sustained a T5 complete injury. I might have got the wording slightly wrong, but it basically means that John is paralysed from about here and below. He can still feel and use his arms, but anything from below the chest is a no. And he doesn't have much core strength, so balancing is really challenging. When we interviewed him, he sat with his hands in his pockets, so we asked him to take them out and he explained, well, actually that really helps me balance. And that's when I realised I know nothing about spinal cord injury. To be fair, probably most people know nothing. John was a really interesting guy to talk to and get his perspective on things. He said that he had always been very logically minded. He said he'd always worked through a problem and find a way out of it. Before his accident, he'd never taken a car to the garage because if something went wrong, he would open it up, he would find out what it was and he would fix it. Same with washing machines or dishwashers or anything mechanical. He'd find the problem and he'd fix it. And while he couldn't fix the problem when it came to his injury, he's never going to walk again. That's just not going to happen. What he could do was face his rehabilitation with the same I can improve this situation attitude. He said that when he was in hospital, there was this long ramp that he could see outside his window and he made it his goal that he was going to one day push himself up it. And the first time he tried it, he had to stop 4 times and he got really disheartened and upset about it. So he tried it again and again and again and again. And then one day he could do it. And he said, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do it twice, and then 3 times, and then 4 times. Interestingly, when I asked him what it was like to spend so long in hospital, he was there for about 7 months in total, he said that he never got bored. Because when he was able to start his physiotherapy and his rehabilitation, he treated it like a job, literally like a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job. To him, it was his job to turn up day in, day out and put the effort in so that he could get well enough to leave hospital. And cutting a long story short, as I say, after about 7 months, he did go home. And life's different now, of course it is, but John seems pretty upbeat. He got married to his girlfriend and they went away on honeymoon through Europe. He's back at work and he travels quite a lot through that. And of the many things that John said that will stick with me, I think the thing that struck me the most was when he said that able-bodied people take so much for granted. John is able to do a lot of the things that he could do before his accident, but things take so much more time or planning or both. If I want to make a cup of tea, I just get up and do it. I can get down the stairs, I can reach everything in the kitchen. If I want a biscuit, I can carry that in one hand and the tea in the other. John has to think about whether he can access the kitchen if he's not on the same floor as it, whether he'll be able to reach the mug or the milk or the tea bag. He's got to be careful he doesn't overreach and overbalance himself. And then how is he going to take the tea back with him if he's got to use both his hands to push his chair? Now, I don't think I'm wrong for taking things for granted. I think you have to take some things for granted, otherwise you wouldn't get through the day getting anything done. You'd be too busy appreciating every tiny little thing. But I do love little slaps in the face like this that make you stop and think and go, my goodness, I am so bloody lucky. And that, I think, is the message that I want you to take away from this video without wishing to seem too preachy. Yeah, there's not really a punchline here. I don't know how to bring it back round to comedy, so I'll just wrap up. Hi again, my name is Rebecca and I post a new video every Wednesday. This week, have a think about something seemingly insignificant that you did today without even thinking about it because you take it for granted. And if you want to, share it with the class in a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next week, but in the meantime, please remember to work hard, laugh harder, and always accept a hug. And occasionally appreciate the little things that we take for granted.